What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the dojo. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you could join me. Do me a favor, a really big favor. Leave a like because I know you're gonna like this. Share the video because why not? Don't be selfish, don't be stingy. Sharing is caring. And last but not least, subscribe because you came back too many times not to push that button. Let's get into it, right? The topic of discussion for today: life is the best teacher. Yes, life is the best teacher. You can listen to every single daily discussion that I've posted. You can watch a million motivational speakers. You can listen to preacher after preacher after preacher. You can get your advice from online, in real life, from anywhere. But ultimately, the best lessons that you are going to learn are going to be from your own experiences, your own path, your own choices, the choices that you make that set you upon your path. And on your path, you're going to learn life lessons. You're going to learn good life lessons. You're going to learn hard life lessons. You're going to learn useful life lessons. And you're going to learn lessons that aren't going to be meant for you, but they're going to be meant for you to teach someone else somewhere down the road. Life truly is the best teacher. Because life doesn't pretend things are all good when they aren't. Life isn't going to tell you everything's sunshine and rainbows. If you've lived long enough, you know that's the case. Life can be very harsh, very cold, very unforgiving. Right? And when you go through these trials and tribulations that come with life, you'll begin to understand all of the cliche things people used to say. You know what I mean? Say before a rainy day. Better late than never. Better safe than sorry. It's better to get there than to not to get there at all. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. All of these euphemisms, all of these axioms, all of these phrases that we hear throughout our lives have been said because people have experienced life. And they heard somebody say it and then experienced it for themselves. So they say it now as well. Because now they see clearly what someone was saying. But they had to live the experience first in order to completely get the understanding that's necessary to pass the knowledge on. That's how it goes. That's how life is the best teacher. You can read a book and learn things with reading a book. But until you actually get hands-on and experience and experiment with it yourself, you're not going to fully grasp what it is that it's trying to convey. You're not going to fully understand the message. It takes time. It takes experience. You got to be in it. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go. You can play a flight simulator. You can play 1,000,000 hours in a flight simulator, but that don't mean you know how to fly a plane. You know what I'm saying? Until you actually get in there and you feel the pressure of your life being in danger if you make one wrong move or you don't control, you know what I mean, the lift and the drag. I mean, or you don't roll with it correctly. You know, I don't know anything about flying. I don't even know why I tried to. I tried to give you an example of flying. I don't know nothing about it. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't just hop in a plane just because you got, you know what I'm saying, 1,000,000 hours in a flight simulator. Just like you can't jump in the middle of a war zone just because you got 1,000,000 hours on Call of Duty. That ain't how it works. You gotta get the life experience. You gotta be in the trenches. You gotta be in the face of the drill sergeant yelling at you until you get it right. You gotta feel the pain. You gotta feel the failure. You know what I mean? That's the life experience that I'm talking about. You can't just get it. Some people are born just, with higher levels of gifts and higher levels of understanding. I'm not one of those people, and you may not be either, but that's okay. We can all get to a level of success, a plateau of respect, if we only do the things that we know we need to. Right? I recently just ordered 3 how to draw anime manga books. And I also ordered a posable figure, so I might have a pose or something, or I might have 2 characters fighting, you know what I mean? And I might want to draw it perfectly like that. Alright? I'm probably going to order a second posable model, so that, I can have them perfectly positioned from whichever angle I need. You know what I mean? Be it a side angle, rear, front, above, below, whatever. Alright? So now what I'm doing is I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm going to invest my time and my energy into making this thing a success. I've already been, writing the script a little bit. You know what I mean? I have an idea which way I want the story to go, who's going to meet who, when, where. You know what I mean? All these different things. And the reason why I'm able to tell you what I'm doing is because I want you to see it firsthand. I want you to see it become. I want you to see it actually manifest into reality. All these daily discussions, I post these on here for anybody who's willing to listen, but mostly it's for me. They're daily reminders for me not to forget what I'm trying to do, not to get off of my path. Every single day, I post a video on here to remind myself and anybody else who's trying to succeed in life of the things that we got to keep in mind. Things like lowered expectations. There are no shortcuts. Who are you? Can you take an L? All these daily discussions. I have a playlist set for daily discussion. So, you know what I mean? I'm certain, without a shadow of a doubt, there will be something in that playlist that will resonate with you. It's like the 91st, 92nd day I've been doing this. I plan on doing this for an entire year. You know what I mean? I plan on doing this for a whole year. So get comfortable, man. Get comfortable. Now back to the topic, right? Life is the best teacher. You can believe what people tell you. You can try it their way. You can listen to people's opinions. But ultimately, it's not going to be until you do it yourself, or you get in the midst of it to see it being done firsthand. You know what I mean? You can listen to people's war stories all day long. But until you get in the gym, until you take that pencil to that paper, until you get outside and try to do somersaults, until you start working out, pushing yourself to the limit, until you start practicing those combos in that fighting game, until you start filming them movies that you want people to see, until you start doing it, you can't tell nobody nothing, because you don't have perspective. You don't have the life experience necessary to teach you. You barely even understand it yourself. You know what I mean? You barely understand it yourself. That's why I say life is the best teacher. You got to keep living. The more you live, the more you learn. They say you learn something new every day, and that's true. You should learn something new every day. The way we live in nowadays, information comes to us constantly. I've learned quite a few things on TikTok and YouTube. You know what I mean? So I know it's real. You learn something new every day. They've been saying this before social media even came out. Why? Because people have lived that experience. Every day is an opportunity to grow and expand. An opportunity to increase every single day. You know what I mean? every day that you live, you get better. Whether you realize it or not, you get better. You get more experience every day. You get better at living. You get better at life. You get better at understanding yourself and others with each passing day. You know what I mean? You gotta look at the big picture. The big picture of life. That we're all involved in. We all involved in this life. You know what I mean? When you look outside your door, you have access to all the things that everybody else has access to. You may not know outright how to obtain it or achieve it, but you can ask them, you can talk to them, you can get a hint of their life experience to set you on the right path. You know what I mean? Sometimes you may not even know where to start to even get your feet wet. Sometimes the best place to start is just asking somebody, where did they start? You know what I mean? That's why, again, I say life is the best teacher. Because there's probably people out there who made countless mistakes, and they could tell you about the mistakes that they made so that you don't have to make them. You know what I mean? Life is the best teacher. The experiences that we go through, we can share them with others. We can share our life experience with other people to make them more sharper, more better, harder, better, faster, stronger, enhanced. When you know better, you do better. Knowledge is power. And the longer you live, right, the more you should know. That's why they say gray hair is the crown of the old. It should be respected as such, because for you to be able to live until your winter season, the gray of your life, that means you know how to survive. You know how to navigate. You know what I mean? You know how to avoid issues and danger. You know how to talk to people, or you know how to avoid people, whatever it may be. You have enough life experience to pass on to someone else so that they can self-preserve or last out here just as long as you, if not longer. You know what I mean? That's what we mean by life being the best teacher. All you gotta do is keep living, and you'll keep learning. It's that simple. All you have to do is keep living, and you will keep learning. Every experience that you go through, every trial, every tribulation, every failure, every success, you should be learning something, because there's always something to be gained in terms of insight, even in a loss. Even in a loss. That's why athletes, they study game film. Why? Because the experience that they had on the field or the court or whatever, if they can remember that experience and remember how they felt, they can overcome the opponent that they dealt with. When they watch it back, watch the game film back, they could see where they were weak at. I spoke about this before. But it's just another example to get you to understand that life is going to be your best teacher. I'm not saying ignore everybody out there, ignore good advice. No. But remember that the best lessons that you're going to get are going to be personal lessons. Lessons that you went through on your own. Lessons that, experiences that you had alone. Paths that you had to walk by yourself. Those experiences will mold you and shape you into who you're meant to be or who you need to be, whichever one comes first. I'm not going to drag this on too much longer, because I'm pretty sure you guys got the point today. Like I said before, I want to say it again. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting the channel, liking the videos, sharing the videos, hitting the subscribe button. When we started doing this, we were at 67, 68 subscribers. Now we're over 100, and I appreciate everybody out there who's been listening, who's been sharing, who's been leaving likes. I thank you all. So I'm going to ask one more time before I close the video out. Go ahead and like the video because I know you like it. You made it this far. Go ahead and share the video because why not? Stop being selfish and subscribe because you came back too many times not to push that button. Take care, guys. Till next time.